Hello and welcome back to some more Slay the Spire. My name is Kenneth, and today I think since we've now won 2 Ironclad runs and it is time to play the Silent, I think we will just play as a Silent until we get our first win, which could be this episode, could be well, this set of episodes of course, or could be the next set. Who knows? So let us just jump right in. I'm not quite sure what kind of deck we'll be going for. Off the bat here, we get 3 random potions, a random card, we could transform 2 cards for 50% of our current HP, or lose our starting relic and obtain a random boss relic. I think we'll go for a random rare card to begin here. Corpse Explosion. Let's take a look at that. Enemy loses all poison, deal damage equal to twice the amount of loss to all enemies. That's going to be some kind of finisher, it looks like. So maybe we'll try to make a poison deck once again, especially since I think we unlocked a couple poison cards last time around. Let's see, which path do we want to go down? Both. I'm gonna say both the right and the left allow for 2 elites, but it looks like only the left will allow for that. One of these 2, it seems. In that case, we will probably head up to this shop, over to this elite, and then this one. Could go for an unknown over 2 fights, but I want to make sure we get at least some base amount of money before hitting that shop, which the unknown won't guarantee necessarily. So let's pop both these guys. Shields, I do believe. Curl up, block. With 18, we can take out the second one. We're gonna take a little damage, but that should be alright. Have our Corpse Explosion, which won't be useful for a little while. Try to pick up some poison cards immediately if we can. Backstab, deal 11 damage, innate exhaust. Start each combat with this card in your hand. So we can deal 11 damage on the first turn always with this. Don't think we're going to go for acrobatics. And no reason really to go for slice over backstab. I do think we'll pick up a couple of cards like this early on. Though if we're going for poison, it won't be super necessary. It can at least exhaust itself. That should be fine. Especially since we start with 2 extra cards anyway. We have a Jawworm, who we will, of course, backstab. And then I think we'll take it slow and just fend up. Can deal 12 to everyone technically with a Corpse Explosion thanks to this potion at some point, but probably shouldn't come to that. Don't think we're going to take him out here. He has 3 HP left though. So next hand should be this fight over with. And unfortunately that is not the case, but we can just defend through this. He's gonna block again though. But we should draw some more attacks this time since we missed out on that first hand. Any poison yet? Poison, stab. Deal 5 damage, apply 3 poison. I think that is fine. Can remove a strike or something at the shop we're about to hit up. The other 2 are definitely also pretty good though. I'd rather get some poison going immediately if we can. Probably not enough for an artifact, I'd imagine. Enemies with weak deal 50% less rather than 25. Paper Crane. Ball of Lightning, which you've seen before, and Regal Pillow. Deal an additional 15 HP on your rest. Those are too bad, but I do think we're just going to go for card removal and then see what we can potentially get afterwards. Strike. That would just be piercing away. All enemies lose 6 strength for 1 turn exhaust, which I don't think we'll need. And onwards we continue. Need to go this way, I think. We can also head this way, I suppose. We aren't going to hit a shop the rest of this floor with what we have planned. Unless we head this way, really. I think we're fine to go for these 2 unknown spaces. The Cleric, again, which we've seen before, so I will not read. Don't have enough gold for, I believe this is max HP up this time, so we'll just leave. Winged Statue. Among the stone and boulders, you notice an intricate large blue statue resembling a wing. You find gold spilling from its cracks, maybe there's more inside. So we will remove a card here, I think, for 7 HP. You could also destroy it for some gold, but removing some cards should be nice early on. We're going for poison. I am tempted to just keep all our blocks the same way we kind of did with our exhaust deck. I do not know how that will work out quite yet, but we shall see. We can immediately kill this first slime. And then we will defend up, I think. Either way, we have to play 2 blocks, so may as well do the one that doesn't discard. For no real reason, really. We are going to want that card that poisons each turn if we can get it. I believe it was a power. Pretty self-explanatory turns still though, since we don't have too much in our deck yet. And that is another fight done. Deadly Poison, apply for poison. Catalyst, double an enemy's poison exhaust. That could be pretty good on bosses later on, as long as we can make sure to stack up our poison. We don't have too many sources of poison yet, so Deadly Poison also a good pick. And honestly, even a second Backstab isn't horrible at this point in the game. No, they aren't going to be necessary in our eventual deck archetype, I don't think. So, going to be between one of these. We'll go for a Catalyst, I think, though, for now. Another shop, which I think we will avoid. Though going left does buy us a little more time for the Elite. But we'll go this way. We have a Looter. Play our 0 mana stuff and defend up. Already halfway dead. Poison Stab. Don't believe we can take him out this turn. I think that will just be 2 blocks. Poison Stab. Not quite enough damage with Corpse Explosion. This might be enough though. Is indeed. A regen potion, get our gold back, and Flying Knee might not be a bad pick here to start getting some energy gain, but once again it is damage over poison, which isn't great for us in the long term. Acrobatics might be an alright pick though. On a turn where we get kind of a bad hand. Let's take it. Let's hope that one of the relics we get shortly will give us energy to make up for having to play acrobatics occasionally though. I think this is a fine hand to just go all out on. I think we will use our poison potion here. Not too bad of a first turn, I do think. We may have wanted to consider this regen potion, but may not be necessary. So this will deal 34 damage. Aren't going to get nearly enough block, it looks like. I'll probably wait for the next go around on Corpse Explosion. If we even get to it again before we defeat this guy. It would be nice to poison stab, but I think we will just block up. Just need to buy some time for ourselves to let the poison do its work. And should be it. Not too shabby. Whenever we enter a rest site, start the next combat with 2 energy. Seems pretty good, considering we get 2 extra cards at the beginning of a fight anyways. Poison Stab might be the option to go for here. Caltrops is a power that will rid itself from our deck obviously once we use it, so it's worth considering, but I think we'd rather go for more poison. Seeing as we don't have much yet still. Strawberry, raise max HP by 7. Nothing too consequential just yet, I suppose. Scrap Ooze once again. We will spend a little HP here. I'll go for one more success. Rummaging through the metal and burning acid, you finally grab hold of a relic and yank it out. You pull your way out of the ooze damaged, but rewarded. We got Shovel. We can now dig for loot at rest sites, which I don't think we're going to do here. Or will we? I don't think we really want to upgrade. Hard to say what these two will look like on first without actually checking. Don't know if we can go back once we click on this. We do have no upgraded cards yet. I think we'll go for the random relic still. It is a bit risky. For each combat, draw 2 additional cards. So now we draw 4 extra. It'll be quite important to gain some ways of getting energy later on. We didn't rest, so we won't be getting to this fight. We can rest before this elite though, which I think we should be fine. We will miss out on a relic, of course, but I think we'll be fine. Let's take out this sneaky gremlin. I wonder if we could have done something with Corpse Explosion there. We still probably might be able to. It'll be 6 and 12 to everything. Not quite enough, it looks like. So we'll just block once and get poison going on the one with 22 HP. I think we will just hit the fat gremlin. Still plenty of stuff we can play though. Catalyst. No need to acrobats or defend, so we lose out on 1 energy. I guess that did count as a rest anyway. Oh, when I enter a rest site, I don't actually have to rest, I see. Have been misreading that, I guess, the past couple of times I've seen it. Can take out this guy. Glad I did sort out that ancient tea set for future runs though. Sooner I realize things like that, the better, really. So poison will take out this wizard. And we're fine to just wait a little bit on the other one. Next turn, we should wrap up this fight. Indeed. Get a swift potion, and I think deadly poison should be fine over quick slash. Just another way to get some poison out there. Do think we are still fine to not rest, to be honest. Let's stick for another relic. Non-boss chests now also contain cards. Prayer wheel. Oh, we now have our fight. We're probably going to want to get just tons of poison on a single one, and then corpse explosion. The rest. I think we will activate our regen potion now. I think to that end, though, we'll have to break through his artifact, but not much else we can do really about that. Only 12 to everybody. Start damaging the others to make it a bit easier. I do think we'll have to wait for one go around on Corpse Explosion though. Might be useful to drink this Swift Potion. Are gonna take some damage here. We do have a lot of days to get through before potentially see Corpse Explosion. We have another turn though before. It's kind of unfortunate we drew it there. I think we will have to activate it now though, because he will die next turn, and we didn't draw any other poison sources. They aren't going to attack or anything, so that is fine. That is one down. Should be fine to discard something like that, even though I guess it didn't matter. And by it didn't matter, we almost certainly have picked the Defender Strike. Let's take less damage, I think. Poison him up. And weak is nice to break through artifact on enemies like this, since we won't be relying on weak normally otherwise. weak or vulnerable, really. That is this fight. War Paint. Upon pickup, upgrade 2 random skills. We get Defend Plus and Catalyst Plus. That is triple an enemy's poison. That is quite much better by a big margin. Paired should also be a fine choice, I think, here. Now we have a Rest Site. We'll get one last artifact before we fight our boss. Anchor. Start each combat with 10 block. Let us see who we are fighting. We're once again fighting my Hexa prefixed friend here, Hexaghost. We will play all our poison and such. See if we can get anything else. Not quite. Don't need any of our defense now, though. I think we will lose out on a couple energy here. This is quite a large poison ramp, so I think we will save it for next time around since we only got 3 on him this turn. Next turn could be a bit scary though. Is indeed 30 damage, and we aren't going to have much of a way of to block. Let's see if we can't get at least a little more block or something. We could go all in on poison, really, but that is not going to make us live long enough, I don't think. This could be a loss, to be honest, in which case we may start a second run this episode. I didn't think it was worth getting the 10 block in there. Don't want a corpse explosion yet. We might just have to catalyst him here though. And hope that's fast enough. It is going to be quite sketchy though. We have at least 5 or 6 more turns we need to live. Going to deal 8. They're still fine, surprisingly. We did draw all our block there, meaning next turn if he decides to do another multi-attack, we are going to be in trouble. Did get corpse explosion. Is this going to be enough? We did manage to survive. I wasn't 100% sold, but we did manage. Whenever an attack deals unblocked damage, apply 1 poison. Gain an energy and draw 2 cards once. And then deal 12 damage, discard all non-attack cards. Oh, we definitely want one of these two. The question is, how often do we think we're going to deal unblocked damage? We do have poison strikes as a way of dealing poison currently. But even so, that's only going to be a couple of poison every few turns, assuming they don't block or something. I think that we'll go for Adrenaline. And for our first relic, we shall pick... Here's Velvet Choker again. I'm a bit hesitant to take it after last run, even though we did win, because it did limit us towards the end there, and we do draw 4 cards on our first turn now. Astrolabe could be interesting. We haven't picked that up yet. Tiny House is also solid. Let's try Astrolabe. It's probably going to be these 3 strikes or something. Sure. Let us risk changing these strikes. Blade Dance. Let's take a look at that again. Blade Dance, add 3 shivs to your hand. Riddle with Holes, deal 4 damage 5 times, and Wraith Form. Whenever you play a skill, deal 5 damage to a random enemy. They are definitely, other than Blade Dance, a bit worse than having a regular strike in our deck, I think, at the moment. Rather have those since they cost 1 mana, and we almost certainly want to do poison things with the rest of our mana on any given turn, but we were probably going to remove them at some point anyway, those strikes. So we just shift our focus to these in the future, I guess. Wraith Form might not be too bad though, since quite a few of our poison skill cards are going to be skills, I think. So we have an elite. We are going to go through the second act, I think, this video, since we went through that first floor quite quickly. We have another 2 elites on the right though, so we will pick one of these 2 paths. Both are the same, so onwards we start. A looter and a mugger. Backstab one of them. We've got 17 damage coming in. We will probably just block through it. Oh, that is right. We do have Anchor, so I did completely forget that. Oh, a bit of energy wasted on the first turn that we could have spent poisoning one of them. But that will have to be dealt with. That's adrenaline here. Let us prepare to Corpse Explosion next we see it. Have a decent chance to next turn with Acrobatics unprepared. It does Acrobatics first. Prepared. Did not get it this turn, it looks like. Can't neutralize him without getting rid of his poison, so we'll just defend up and neutralize this one. We have pretty good odds of getting Corpse Explosion next turn. But if we don't, that is going to make this fight a little bit harder than it has to be. We did not. 4 damage 5 times, huh? He's going to escape if he can. Why don't we take him out before then? It does look like he's going to run away with our money since we did not draw Corpse Explosion. Bit of bad luck, but nothing could be done. Goodbye, Mr. Looter. Got an Ancient Potion, and we're fine without picking any of these. Dash isn't too bad, but not necessary in this deck, I think. We have a Shelled Parasite now. It would deal 12 damage to us. We only need to potentially block like once. It shouldn't have been a skill. I may Wraith Form here anyway. Let's get a little value out of Prepared and such. Doesn't matter really. We did choose not to block because we had that weak. We'll just go with that even though I didn't internalize that was the plan. Adrenaline. Now we have enough to play both our poisons. Still not quite sure how hard to go on artifacts on any or relics on any particular run at this point of time, since I've not seen them all. We'll just block up there. Like, I don't know if there's a point where if you get too many it starts to be bad or something. Like too many mixed effects and such. We already have seen Velvet Choker. I don't know if we can get it again. I suppose I'd prefer not to. But like digging for relics probably can give you one such as that. Or the one that makes it that you can't see what they're thinking about doing. We can Catalyst here, and that should be it. And it is another successful fight. Do I want a second deadly poison? I think the answer is yes. And then we won't get any more than that in the future. Another decent chance to use Corpse Explosion. We'll go for Catalyst here, I think. I don't want to risk drawing Corpse Explosion again, so that will be that. We have 2 turns, so as long as it's the last card, and we have Adrenaline as well, so then actually we'll definitely get it in the next 2 turns. There it is. Can indeed afford to use this first. Is that going to be enough to kill the last one? I think the answer is yes. And another fight done. Don't need Backstab. Don't need Masterful Stab. Could go for Prepared Plus. I don't see anything wrong with that. I'm sure there is something probably wrong with that that I'm not considering, but at the moment we will take those as we see fit. There is a shop over to the right after this fight that I may check out. Going to deal quite a lot to us. 21. We have 10 already. He is going to block every time we hit him with Malleable, it looks like. It should be fine since we're mostly going to work with poison. What is our play here? May just be set up 18 poison, I think. I'd rather not take 11 damage though, so we may just wait on Catalyst after all. And just poison a little bit for now. I suppose if we wanted to get to Catalyst as quickly as possible a second time, we should have maybe Prepared Plus last turn. I wasn't sure if there's anything we wanted to be careful about drawing into or not though. Definitely stacking up the poison now a little bit. Up to 9. I think I'll still adrenaline here. We are fine to play all of our defends and this poison stab. See, that is 22 damage currently. Now that is 30. I think we will have to wait a moment here. I wonder if this would have taken us closer. I think we'll just defend though. Next turn should definitely be the last though. Indeed. Got a block potion, and I think this is our first skip. I think this shop is where we want to go though. We have 280 gold. Whenever an enemy dies, gain energy and draw one card. Whenever you add a power card to your deck, it is upgraded. Or every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 4 block. There is another catalyst. Upgrades all your cards for the rest of combat. Exhaust. I think that's what we want to go for, since we have been ignoring upgrades for the most part. I would like to remove something now, but I think this is a much bigger boon. We have a lot of card draw, so we should hit it pretty early, pretty consistently too. Still grab Catalyst if we want. Was there another shop on this floor? On our path anyway. It is unupgraded, but we did just pick up Apotheosis. Let's grab it, I think, if we're not gonna see another shop this floor. 2 should be fine. Try not to get more than 2 whenever I'm building larger decks like this of whatever I want to get. And of course these exhaust themselves anyway. By the time we play both, we should be in a pretty decent position. We have 2 Slavers and a Taskmaster, so we're going to poison up the Taskmaster and try and get a pretty big corpse explosion going. Take a look at what we get first. Wraith form and I think probably backstab. Right now we can get 16 poison on the middle guy, but that would be without defending, which may be not the greatest choice. We will drink this, but we have good odds of getting our other catalyst and corpse explosion next turn, so it might be worth setting up. We'll take 9 damage. It looks like. Adrenaline. Apotheosis. Only 14 damage coming in this turn. Tripling this will kill him, which is not what we want. If we can avoid it, have a negative effect coming in, so I will Ancient Potion, I think. I may just have to wait here on poisoning him any further. Next turn we will draw Corpse Explosion. Oh, we'll do it, I guess. See what Prepared Plus gives us. And we do have a 0 mana Neutralize. We may want to consider healing from now on, though. We are entangled, so we can no longer play Corpse Explosion. That did actually kill us, it looks like. Maybe not this turn, but I think that will be death on an upcoming turn. Since it is going to be much harder to set up poison again, and they'll have lots more shots at us. Get 16. I think we just need to block as much as we can each turn if we want to survive. This pretty much needs to be a miracle turn, I think. We do need to go for this. That's 11. 3 times not lost. 33. I may have read this as 2 times if we had this between Apotheosis and now. Which could have cost us something. But that is only if we saw it before it was unplayable, thanks to their debuffs. We will live a turn if we defend. I definitely don't think 33 will be enough, so... Unless we kill one. 15, 33, 15, 33. We actually don't have enough energy for that, now that I'm looking at it anyway, since we had to spend an energy for acrobatics. So unfortunately, defend and deadly poison it looks like we're gonna have to do. Definitely botched up that last leg of this run, I think. That is probably game though. 8, 16, 27. That is a lot more than 27. There may have been a way out of that, but I think probably should have healed up a bit more. Fortunately, we did get a little bit unlucky thanks to how large we made our deck. I think that is probably what killed us in the end there, the fact we had too many cards and couldn't draw our combo pieces fast enough. Maybe should have focused a little more on removal there, which is worth noting for next time. I think that is going to bring us to the end of this video though. We did not unlock anything further. Next time we will continue to play as the Silent in trying to get our first win. Thank you for watching, And of course, if there are any misplays I may have missed that were of importance, do point them out so I can get better in the future. And that is it for today. Thank you for watching.